if you had been watching television or reading the newspapers, so they have already closed the sessions in Congress, recess na. And one of the things that they have done to show to the Republic of the Philippines that they have now approved a bill called the Bill on Divorce. Kaya aprobado na yon. Kulang na lang maging batas yan. Pag pinirmahan ng presidente, magkaroon na ng batas ng diborsyo sa Pilipinas. And so, as I was watching these deliberations about divorce, one of the major proponent, you remember his name, sapagkat malapit na ang election, he is Congressman Edsel Lagman, and he is a Katoliko saradong Katoliko. At one of his opponents ay si Congressman Marcoleta, a member of Iglesia ni Cristo. Now, this Katoliko, Congressman Lagman, is proposing, and one of the authors of this bill, he favors separation. He favors divorce in the Republic of the Philippines. He said, there are only 2 countries which do not have divorce law in the world. Number 1, Vatican. Number 2, Republic of the Philippines. So we have to introduce divorce in our country. Of course, Congressman Marcoleta, a member of Iglesia ni Cristo, no, there should be no divorce because it will destroy the basic unit of society, and that is the family. Kita niyo yung contrast. And then, during the deliberation, this author of divorce in Congress asked the opponent this question: is the phrase "till death do us part" in the Bible? Sa hirap at ginhawa, hanggang ang kamatayan maghiwalay sa amin. Yun ang promise ng lalaki at babae, babae at lalaki sa harap ng altar ng Diyos. And then the congressman who opposes divorce said, yes. Well, that will be our assignment. Because he said, yes, it is in the Bible, till death do us part. The gospel today is about marriage and about divorce. The Pharisees were also asking Jesus, is it lawful for a husband to divorce his wife? The answer of Jesus, no. And then he brings them back to the time of Genesis. In the beginning, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So the answer of Jesus about the question about divorce, no, because he speaks of the permanence of the sacrament of marriage, permanence of the unity between the husband and the wife according to the plan of God since the beginning. Since the beginning, in the beginning of creation. Minsan ay nagturo ako doon sa seminaryo sa Silang, sa St. Paul Seminary. And then one of the seminarians were asking me about the sacrament of marriage and about divorce. And so I told him, that will be your assignment. Next meeting, I would like you to present any literature, any book about marriage. After 1 week, I asked them, okay na ba? Nasaan na yung assignment? Who can present? Come forward. You present any literature about marriage. And then, they were one in saying, Father, wala kaming nakitang literature about marriage. And sabi ko, wala talaga. There is no such thing. It does not exist at all. It is only this particular message of Jesus in the gospel today. And He's bringing us back to the time of creation. Saint Paul, following Jesus, of course, is telling us that the union of the wife and the husband is so important in this contemporary world. Why? For the very reason that the unity between the husband and the wife, this reality we call marriage, mirrors. It is a reflection of the love of Jesus, the bridegroom, and the bride, which is the church, the people of God. You see how dignified is the sacrament of marriage. It reflects this very important reality. The Pharisees were telling Jesus, no, Moses granted divorce. And then Jesus said, yes, He granted divorce because of the hardness of your heart. Moses permitted a husband to write a bill of divorce and dismiss her because of the hardness of your hearts. Hardness of the heart means failure to listen to God and failure to listen to the commandment of God. That is why in the sacrament of marriage, the promise is made not only to the husband or to the wife or the wife to the husband, but it is done in front of the altar of God. God is the number one witness when they exchange vows and then they say to each other, sa hirap at ginhawa, hanggang ang kamatayan ay maghihiwalay sa amin. Beautiful words. Till death do us part. Father, marami na pong mga naghihiwalay. Yes po, tama po kayo. Pero mas marami ang hindi naghihiwalay. Because they had been putting God at the center of their life as husbands and wife. Sa panahon natin na puro testing. After 10 years na nagtesting, magsasama na, bigla na lang ay nag-propose yung lalaki. After 20 years, nag-propose ang lalaki. Oh my God, that is not the way the church or God looks at this union between the husband and the wife. Sa simula pa, they trust each other and they make a promise that they will do their best. They will exert their efforts, including God, that their union will work. It involves the heart. If love involves the heart, Jesus today, because of the hardness of the heart, the hardness of your hearts, that Moses allowed you to separate, but it is not with God. Compassion, intimacy, and above all, forgiveness and reconciliation. Sabi ng nabasa ko, pag nagagalit ang babae sa lalaki, magiging hysterical. Siyempre naman. But not only naging hysterical, naging historical. Ilang beses mo na ginagawa, 1, 2, 3, etc. Goes back to history and the past. Forgiveness and reconciliation is a very important ingredient in the union between the husband and the wife. Wala po akong asawa. Sasabihin niyo kami yung mga pari, wala kayong karapatan magsalita tungkol sa pag-aasawa, tungkol sa diborsyo. But I always respond. I had my mother and my father. And I saw how faithful is my father to my mother. At sa sobrang pagmamahal ng tatay sa nanay ko, ay inanakan niya na 12, 7 ako. Ganon ka-faithful yung aking tatay sa aking nanay. They love each other until death, hanggang kamatayan. At kaming mga anak ng tatay at nanay, 12 kami. Wala naman kaming narinig na isa pa o dalawa sa labas. 12 lang talaga kami. Nakikita ko yung kanyang pag-ibig at pagmamahal sa aming ina hanggang kamatayan. And that has inspired me. That is why I became a priest. Every time I go home, I visit the graves of my parents, lalo na sa aking tatay. Sasabihin ko, tatay, I'm sorry. I am not so faithful like you. We continue our celebration, my dear brothers and sisters. We thank God for this important sacrament, the unity between the husband and the wife, the most basic unit in our society has been created because of this union between the male and the female, and they become one and they produce offsprings. Yung isang araw, nakita ko yung isang artista, nag-propose na yung kaniyang magiging husband daw. At isa sa mga plano nila, hindi muna magkaanak. Hindi daw muna magkaanak. Kailan kayo magkaanak? After 20 years na pagsasama. That is not the purpose of marriage. Because the union between the husband and the wife is procreation, to produce offsprings, so that this society of ours will be sustained and will go on. Kung ganyan ang pag-uugali ng future husbands and wives, then wag na siguro ninyong ituloy pa, sapagkat that is against the purpose of the union. Amen.